Hi everyone, it's Kimberly. Welcome back to the Lumen Guru. I have been so guided to post another video for you for this week's new moon solar eclipse, but particularly for the sacred feminine. So if you are a divine feminine in the collective who identifies with that energy, or someone who just wants to know about what we need to see or know right now, I have some powerful messages for you. So and a short spread, so stay tuned for that. Those of you who are wanting to work in private session with me, if you're not familiar, I'm a soul coach and intuitive advisor, so you can reach out for a private reading or soul coaching session. You can do that on the website, theilluminguru.com. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, I post a lot of video resources, tools, information. I repost my newsletters, like videos from other gurus, things of my own, and so there's a lot of resources there, so please don't forget to like us on Facebook as well. So let's move to, and one more thing. We have just 2 spots left in the intensive program that starts on the 18th, so it's just a few days away. So if you want to take part in the intensive program, please just book it online or reach out to me and let me know if you have any questions about it. All right. So moving on. So very guided to bring you a message about sacred feminine energy right now. I think some of you are struggling, and I want to help you work through that. The thing that we're struggling with most right now is the truth. And it's not the truth about the other person, because I think for a while in the twin flame connection, the feminine has been looking at the masculine going, well, why aren't you doing as much work? Or why aren't you awakened as much? Or why aren't you, at this level of healing that I'm at? But the truth that's coming through this solar eclipse, and it just seems to be illuminating, is that the feminine is facing truths of her own, and they do pertain to her shadow side. She's having epiphanies now about the things that have been the energetic blocks that have held her back or held her stuck or have kept her in a perpetual loop. And what this is going to do is it's going to enable many of you, and I am so happy I'm holding this intensive program after the eclipse now, because now I know why that all worked out like that. Originally, it was supposed to be before. But what I'm trying to say is that I know the participants in my intensive program, as well as all of you out there, what's happening is that we are going to be emerging from this truth, from this time, onto major forward movement. Major. I'm talking like new life, new momentum, new energy. A lot of the blocks that have been weighing us down or keeping us stuck, which, like I said, have been the places in our shadow where we haven't wanted to look. And it's funny because what's happening now is, like, for many of you, you say, oh, I've already done that, or I've done so many years of this, or I've done so much of this type of healing work, right? And you say, what more can I do, right? But what's happening right now with the feminine, and I know so many of you will relate to this when I say it, it's like this light bulb is going on, and you're like, you're just honing in on the one thing you haven't wanted to dig deeper into to clear it all up or to bring it all to the surface. And these truths are glaring. They're going to be brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter as we move into this solar eclipse. And so over the next few days, expect that you may be having some truths or epiphanies. Some of this may be just contrast that you're seeing really clearly. And what I mean by that is, like, where you've been out of alignment with your divine self, where you've been in fear, where you've been in insecurity, where you've been in those low vibrational energies, out of alignment with yourself, that is going to be really clearly pronounced. And how it may be pronounced is through the contrast of almost you're going to be shown, you're going to be lifted out and to be the observer, which is the best place to do your healing from, right? I always say you have to get into your observer self, right? So you're lifting up, bird's eye view on the situation, and you are going to be looking at things almost as an outsider. So you're going to see a very stark contrast. You may be looking down on yourself or in that memory or in that vision and go, oh, I see someone who's not aligning with their integrity. I see someone who's not acting in alignment with what they desire. I see someone who is not, is not commanding to be respected. I see someone who is, moving from fear and creating action and force rather than creating from a place of intuition and knowing. It's like we're just going to see it illuminated. And then we're going to be able to also see where it kind of started from in our past. Even if you have some idea or have done the shadow work, we're going to get a deeper glimpse or a better view of those shadows. One of the ways that they're showing it to us right now is through our dreams. So if you've been having dreams that seemingly come out of nowhere but hold really important messages, this is what this is for. One of my things has been not being good enough, right? Not being good enough, that insecurity, that those years of, partnering up with people who would cheat or with the infidelity. And again, it went back to my root of not feeling good enough, not feeling as good as, comparison thinking, those things, those beliefs. And so through much soul work and many epiphanies, as many of you know, and I share with you in many videos and with my clients, I really did trace it back. I traced it back all the way to nursery school. Okay, I won't tell that story now, but if you want to watch it somewhere in the video library, I don't know where, or get on our group calls and I'll tell you. But all the way back to nursery school, and I saw a pattern repeat. And so when I did this dance with my twin flame, I started to finally begin to heal these things and have the aha moments and draw the aha. But what I'm being shown right now, as all of us are, your healers, your teachers, everyone is being pushed to another level of ascension. So my video messages, like in a month from now, are going to look different. They're going to feel different. You'll see, because this is happening across the board. We're going to be emerging as new. We're creating new life. We're creating new formats, new ways of being. And we are accelerating like this. We're making a jump here. There's a huge acceleration that's coming through this shadow mirror that's popping up again. So what I wanted to tell you is that one of my dreams the other night is that this stuff isn't all cleared, okay? It's still in there. I still have stuff around the insecurities and the not good enough. And I have done all my shadow work and done all that stuff, and I'm just like you guys, right? And I've really, really delved into it. The part about it is that I hold the conscious awareness for that it's still there, and I see where it's coming from. But right now, I'm getting bigger messages, dreams about old relationship dynamics, and which I see my insecurity just totally in my face in the dream. I've been having those types of dreams with old lovers and old situations and old stuff. But what has been unanimous about the messages from the dreams is that they are showing me my insecurity. They're showing me my insecurity. They're showing me my insecurity. They're showing me, and then I'm going, oh, okay. So maybe, the key, at least what I'm feeling for me, is to go in. Although I had aha moments and I saw all the ways I repeated my wound, right? And I know where it stems from when I was really young, like 4 or 5. But I never took the time to go in and heal each of those individually. I've done some work around certain ones that stick out. So what's happening through the dreams is that they're coming up. Each of those individual situations in which I felt not good enough or I thought I was made to feel not good enough. So here's the rule of thumb. Here's the rule of thumb I'm going to give to you from my coaching perspective. Whenever you say, I am not, or he makes me feel not good enough, right? You can replace the he with I am or I do not, okay? So if I said he made me feel not good enough, replace it with I make me feel not good enough, okay? And then you gotta, when you do that, so when you find yourself saying, he hurt me, she hurt me, like I hurt me, she's not respecting me, I'm not respecting me, he's not valuing me, I'm not valuing me. Start turning it around. Whenever you find yourself blame shifting, try to put the I statement there. Okay, and that's not there to make us hate ourselves or to make us be, mad at ourselves. It's there so that we can take it a look inside and go, okay, I'm not valuing myself. Well, what does that mean? Where am I out of alignment with that, right? So those I statements are key so that we can say why. Where is this coming from? Why am I out of alignment with this? That's where we begin to look behind the scenes, deep, deep inside. But for most of us, like I said, you're going to have, like my example, you're going to have dream illumination. There's no other way I can say it. Complete illumination, symbolism in your dreams. I'm hearing it from my clients. It's not just me. It's happening very powerfully right now. Symbolism, messages, our fears, insecurities, all those things are coming to the surface and we're seeing it like from a bird's eye view, from a bird's eye perspective. And you are supposed to be observing. Okay, so don't take action. If there's a situation that you want to improve or a situation that you want to end, which will happen during the eclipse cycles, if there is a working relationship that needs to come to an end, don't end it abruptly during this cycle. If you've already put something in motion for it to close at this time, this is a great time to close it. But if you're thinking about shifting, changing, and ending something or beginning something new, I would really recommend waiting several days after the eclipse to take action. Okay, so let these energies settle. Right now, though, be the observer. Gather your evidence. Gather your confidence. Get in alignment with self. Keep seeing it, because if there's a message that you need to see, that you've been ignoring your truth about your shadow, about where the rest of this work rests and lies within you, you need to give it time to sink in. You need to keep focusing there for a little bit, okay? So that you can, like I said, really see it, really understand it, really bring that understanding forth with you when you're ready to take action, because that will help you back your action up. You'll feel very self-assured. You'll feel very confident in whatever decisions or action steps that you take next, okay? So give yourself time to really sit and simmer and bask in the light of these illuminations, okay? All right, so we've got Princess of Staves, who is reminding us no hasty forward motion, right? No knee-jerk reactions, no taking action that's going to be, right now things can be volatile during eclipses. Things are a very heightened energy. This is a time to observe. And this is also showing us that, the Divine Feminine is ready to move forward, but I think that she's moving forward from an entirely different place than she's used to, in a different way. She's used to maybe leading with her masculine foot or her defensive, fear-based, false masculine energy. Maybe she's used to forcing or willing things into life. And right now she's being called into creative energy. So the fertility card's coming up. And she's being asked to bring things into life, what she desires, what she wants to create. Even even right now, we're being asked to see and visualize ourselves in the highest, at the highest level. So what that means is, if you're finding that some of these insecurities and things are coming up and they're being shown to you, and you're seeing the contrast, you're getting all the messages, see yourself, okay, in addition to doing your healing and the awareness and the shadow work around that, see yourself also, this is the process of integration, in a more healed state. See yourself, if it's insecurity, see yourself as more confident. If it's fear or doubt, see yourself in trust, okay? See that. Start to see those things, okay? Because that's how we create, through energy, through thought, through emotion, right? So very different ways of moving things forward. But what the overall feeling that I'm getting is that things are really moving forward. Come April, we're on almost a new trajectory. Or it could be the same trajectory, but we're no longer stuck. Because before, we were kind of spiting ourselves. Like, we're saying, I'm doing all this healing work, and I'm doing, I'm taking all these action steps. But why am I not really moving forward? And I just feel like right now, for the feminine, you're going to be. But what's happening is you're learning, oh, I'm doing all this healing work. Oh, but I've got to go deeper. And here it's being shown to me during this eclipse. And wow, it's illuminated. I know exactly what I need to work on here. And then you might say, oh, but I've been, taking action steps. Yeah, but you've been forcing it. You've been willing it. So now you're going to go into creation energy. You're going to go into visualization and intention and getting your emotions lined up with your thoughts and getting into alignment so that you can just create. And there's very, very amazing energy and light right now for your creative projects, not just what you want to create in your life, but like they're showing me your hands-on creative projects. Those things are being highlighted as well. Okay, so when it comes to twin flames, when it comes to the sacred feminine, as in the twin flame connection, what does this all mean? I think it's showing us that the feminine is ready to make some she's ready to make some shifts into alignment with herself, full alignment with herself. And this may mean pulling away from others. This may mean pulling away from toxic energies. This may mean having to step away from the twin flame if the twin flame is not honoring, respecting, or lining up with that alignment that she is stepping into. In other instances, it could also mean that your wholeness that you're coming into is going to uplift the connection, and the masculine who are getting ready to fully awaken are going to be doing so over the next few months. I see that the consciousness that the feminine has created is shifting over to the masculine. They've been showing me this. So the level of consciousness, and as you ascend to a higher level, this is shifting over through the oneness of the connection. So what they've been showing me is, like, if you imagine like a smoke, like two faces, like, so feminine face and masculine face, and their heads are conjoined, okay? So imagine that, the feminine silhouette, the masculine, and their heads are one. And then they've been showing me the smoke, like a smoke signal coming out of the crown of their heads, right? So it's kind of like information, energy, light. It's the one consciousness. And so as I've been seeing this, it's started to shift now. And so now that same, like I said, like kind of feels like a smokestack or like a puff of smoke, or that light that stream of energy has now shifted. It is over here, and it's on the masculine side. And they are showing me that it is through the feminine, is through this eclipse really coming into a new level of alignment and coming up a level. She's up leveling. And so if you do feel like you have to step away from toxic situations or toxic relationships or things that are no longer serving you, people that are no longer in alignment with you, just keep reminding yourself to move in alignment with what is matching you vibrationally, what is matching you energetically. And so if you are lining up with your self-worth, your integrity, or Guinevere's coming up to remind us of this, wear your crown and your sword of truth. And this truth is talking about the ways in which we've been holding ourselves back, or we've been knee-jerk reacting, or we've been putting our masculine foot forward. And she's saying, get in your divine feminine power. This is rooted in you remembering you, your divinity, what it feels like to wear your crown, how we teach others to respect and love us, how that when we respect and love ourselves, it ripples over into the understanding of others. She's here to remind us to line up with our integrity. And she holds the sword of truth close to her heart. She is here, and she's bearing all, okay? And this is in essence what we're being called to do. We're being called to get a little bare, to go into those parts of ourselves that are uncomfortable for us to see or uncomfortable for us to expose. And in that, we will wear our bare skin, we will wear our exposedness with confidence, with grace, with truth, with authenticity. And we will begin to remember and reclaim the aspects of our true self that will help us make forward movement, create from our power, and choose the best for ourselves. Choose ourselves above anything else. We're being asked to choose ourselves, choose alignment. So anywhere you've got situations that are out of alignment, I really do feel like the feminine is, because she's lining up with her integrity, she's saying, nope, I got to step away from that. I've got to step away from that for now. I've got to only line up with what is vibrationally in alignment for me. Okay? And so for the twins, we do see the Triumph card. We see Dionysus and Ariadne. Okay? And I will read you about Dionysus and Ariadne so that we have some perspective on that. So this is the World card and the Lovers Tarot deck. Princess Ariadne helped Theseus slay the Minotaur by teaching him to use a golden thread as a path within the labyrinth where the Minotaur lived. Ariadne thought they would live together forever, but Theseus abandoned her upon the island of Naxos. Bereft as she was, Ariadne did not know she was fated for a greater love. Dionysus, god of divine intoxication. He loved Ariadne for her passionate bravery and loyalty. Now a goddess by marriage, she went to live in blissful triumph with her immortal husband. So this is also reminding us we need to get out of our own way. Because we've believed it's going to go one way, we've got to allow for our soul to match up with what is in alignment for our soul. Okay? And some of us and some of you out there have been aligning with certain partners so that you can learn your lessons, so that you can clear out karma, so that you can, but what they're saying is something even greater is on its way by way of love. And this could be also for the twin flames, the masculine re-emerging in like May, June time frame, more awakened. But this is happening because she is no longer trying to control things. She's not coming from a fear-based place or saying, oh no, it has to be this way. It has to be like this. You're abandoning me? No, you can't abandon me. I'm going to chase after you. No, we're seeing the end of the chasers. We're seeing the end of that now. You who have been doing the chasing up until now are going to shift through this eclipse. I can pretty much guarantee that I would say maybe about 80% of the collective twin flames are going, feminine energies are going to shift through this eclipse in this dramatic way. And this is a beautiful thing, because what she's going to do, she's going to get out of her own way. She's going to get out of her old ways, and she's going to allow her soul to ascend. And as her soul ascends, everything that is in alignment for her will come in and line up with her over the next few months. Okay? Like a new life. They're saying also it's very serendipitous. Okay? What's 2000? This is an 18 card. Okay? This is from the Colette Baron Reed Divination, Wisdom of the Oracle Divination deck. Serendipity is coming up underneath the feminine. And this is all about 2018 being a serendipitous year if you get out of your own way and you get out of your old ways. Okay? That's what the message is. The other sacred feminine card that I have underneath here is Miriam of Magdala. I'm going to read you her message for the sacred feminine. I'll abbreviate it, but we'll skim through here. So her message is about embracing the sacred feminine and unconditional love. So amongst compassion, forgiveness, intuitive wisdom, and empathy, unconditional love is the hallmark of the sacred feminine. Giving this to ourselves is imperative to filling one's own heart well, so that we can then offer it to another. Being compassionate towards ourselves allows us to give love freely. When we give to another with conditions and expectations attached, we do not offer love, we demand those conditions and expectations. Yet when we give from the heart without needing anything in return, we embrace the essence of the divine feminine. To receive unconditional love from another is like the sweet, blissful taste of precious nectar. To offer it to another allows them to be exactly who and where they are, and elevates both of you in recognition of your mutual divinity. So the Magdalene asks you now to embrace and embody the divine feminine aspects of compassion, wisdom, receptivity, and unconditional love. She may also be asking you to teach or guide others in your example. This is funny because those of you who received my newsletter or saw it posted on the Facebook page, just yesterday I deemed Self-Love Sunday, and I sent out a newsletter, and I was saying at the early part of that newsletter, with being on the heels or on the cusp of Valentine's Day, one of the things that we're being called to look at is where we are resisting receiving, okay, and also where we are in attachment and expectation. As this is the lover's holiday and there's a lot of commercialism around it, a lot of outward expectations and things like that, I feel like this is coming up with the feminine in the twin flame collective. She is being asked to look at where has she held expectations, not just around Valentine's Day or about how society has commercialized Valentine's Day, but where she's held expectations or attachments, negative attachments that don't need to be there, that are no longer serving her and that are holding her in a place of negativity rather than allowing her to ascend. So look at that, and then we're also being asked to look at where we block receiving. So where do we have a hard time receiving gifts and receiving things? Sorry, you guys. And where do we have this block in our energy that we are saying, no, I'm not worthy, right? Again, lining up with your worthiness. We've got Guinevere here to remind us of that. So be sure to examine those things right now. What I said in my newsletter is be the observer during this holiday, during this week. Where am I not stepping into receptivity? Where am I not allowing myself to line up with my worthiness and what I deserve and to be in a receptive mode? And then where am I also not able to release attachment? Where am I holding on to attachment and fear? And that could be expectation, that could be blame, those could be all those things. So underneath the card that was at the bottom of the deck for the Sacred Feminine deck is Isis. And Isis is just, again, she's pulling us closer to that wholeness. She's here with that golden light, and golden energy. I feel like she is around the divine feminine, all divine feminine right now. Really, really, really calling to the feminine, saying, what do you want? What do you really want? What do you want as an individual? What do you want to create? And I think many of the feminine desire to be, I know with my clients and my work, and I see it, that many of the feminine desire to be the total woman, the Isis energy, right? The one who has it all, the one who is graceful, and strong yet kind, who has, the very full life, the family, the career, the love, the one that has, like I said, poise and grace and quiet confidence and self-assuredness. Yet she can be vulnerable and receptive, and again, she's one who is all. So just keep remembering that, and keeping that golden energy is really important. I think all three of these cards are really great images. Guinevere holding the sword of truth, exposing herself, and integrity, and then Magdalene, who is reminding us about loving ourselves, nurturing ourselves. And the way we get to unconditional love is through self-love. There is no other way, because we cannot love another unconditionally if we are not loving ourselves. It's so simple. We cannot love another unconditionally unless we are fully loving ourselves and being unconditional with ourselves. And most of us aren't, if we're really honest, right? We're not unconditional with ourselves. We're probably the most conditional with ourselves. So this new moon and eclipse is asking us to look at those truths. Where are we our own worst critic? Where are we beating up on ourselves? Where are we carrying old beliefs or old perceptions that other people carried of us that we are taking on as our own? Where are there untruths or false identities that we've been wearing? Where are there any aspects of ourselves that are not in alignment? Those are the places that you can, love more, put your awareness and intention into, and focus on healing any aspect that doesn't feel to you like that is truly who you are, or the way you want to be walking your walk. So that means if you feel like you've been feeling like you deserve one thing, but acting in alignment with the other, it's time for you to start really getting honest. And this is what's going to be illuminated during this eclipse, is that thing that's been nagging at you, that thing that's saying, no, you deserve this, no, you deserve better. It's waiting for you to love yourself. It's waiting for you to line up with your integrity, so that you can stop doing the dance over here with the thing that is out of alignment, that's just there to mirror this, what you don't want, and to mirror this for you so that you learn and heal and grow. So I'm wishing you all the best during this week and during this powerful, powerful solar eclipse. There's nothing to be afraid of in facing these shadows. If you need any help working through them, you can reach out to me or book a private session. I think that a lot of you are going to get the messages loud and clear, and some of you may need some validation, but again, I would recommend that you really trust yourself. Listen to the messages, write down the dream symbolism, and keep that with you for the week. Keep watching, being the observer yourself. Keep watching yourself. Keep watching this contrast be illuminated. Keep watching these new desires be illuminated as you align with your worthiness. And then when you get to next week and the energies settle down a little bit, you can start to take the action steps towards what you want to create. And I see April and May, not even March, April, May. I mean, I know that by April, we're going to be moving forward very quickly. very rapid acceleration. So for many of us, it'll be almost instantaneous. And for some of you, it'll be like an amp up, right? And so that things will really be taking off in April and May, and things really changing. There are changes coming. So be open, be receptive, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.